We're heading back across the Gulf Stream to Florida. We just got anchor pulled, headed out of Biscayne Bay.
17th Street Bridge that we need to go under.
Welcome back to Sailing Out of Sight. I'm Diane. This is Craig. And this is our pirate pup, Bonnie. Learning as we go, we invite you to follow along in our search for blue water.
Good morning.
Morning update from out of sight. We left the anchorage at Fort Pierce about 2:30.
Yes.
Came through the first bridge. It was a fixed bridge, 65 foot high. And now we are sitting at the north Fort Pierce Bridge, waiting for it to open.
3 minutes.
3 minutes. We got a big shipping boat coming at us, and but then we have some open intercoastal. Looks like for a while we'll hopefully make some time towards a little town called Sebastian. I have to spin around and try to stay out of the shallows while we're waiting. Out of sight clear. Thank you for the open, North Bridge.
You guys have a great day. Caution, North Bridge spans are now lowered.
There's an osprey up there. Good morning. Boat hair, don't care. We didn't give an update last night when we came in.
Oh, that's right, we didn't. So we had a great day yesterday. We ended up making 37.5 miles motoring, but that's still pretty good in the ICW. Real successful hitting the bridges that we needed. Well, just one? We
Yeah,
had one
just one.
drawbridge, so that's one of the reasons we're able to do better on the time, I'm sure. Now we're in Melbourne. We're going to stop here and meet one of my cousins that I haven't seen since right before we got married.
In 43 years.
Yeah, 43 years. And we're going to meet him and his wife for lunch. And then we will continue on our way, probably. Kind of depends on how late lunch goes.
We found a nice spot in Melbourne, dropped the hook, took a short dinghy ride to shore, then turned off the cameras to spend the afternoon catching up with family. We grabbed a quick lunch of tacos and ribs. We managed to get the dinghy stuck in the mud, but we made it back to the boat in time to enjoy a beautiful sunset.
The morning started out a little rough, windy and overcast, but now we're doing better. Much more pleasant weather.
This is breaking news.
The next morning, Craig's cousin called to tell us there was to be a SpaceX rocket launch at NASA that morning. We had no idea, but it happened as we were coming by NASA. It's not the easiest thing to capture a moving rocket on camera from a moving sailboat.
Well, that was cool. I got no clue if I've got it on video or not. I can't see it. much filming today because there's really hasn't been a lot to show. The sun finally came out and looks like it's going to be a nice day. But we're getting ready to go through this all-over canal just north of Kennedy Space Center. And we've got a bridge to go through, an on-demand bridge, but this canal might be kind of cool. A little different anyway.
There were kayakers that thought it would be fun to try to kayak in front of us and stop. So we was having Craig was having to yell at him, "Get out of the way!"
Now we need to find some place we can anchor for the night.
Some of the anchorages are very shallow anchorages, or even if it's marked an anchorage and it says 8 to 9 feet or 7 feet or something like that, you have to go through a 5-foot area to get to it. We can't do that. We draft more than 5 feet. So it's very interesting.
It's just the way the ICW is, it's relatively shallow.
Yep.
This is our evening entertainment.
There's a bunch of them. Well, we are here at, where are we today? We're at Ponce de Leon Inlet, which is close to New Smyrna Beach, and we're prepping. We're going to be going offshore today, and we're going to go to try to make our way up to Jacksonville. So to prep for that, we're going to have to check the engine oil, fill our diesel tanks, get the dinghy up on deck, and supposedly it's like going to be a 20-hour passage. And then once we get to Jacksonville, just found out we're headed towards the marina there, but what I found out this morning when I looked at the map was once we get to Jacksonville, it is a 37-mile track up the St. John River to the marina, so that's going to be another day. Okay, thanks for that. Put it forward and give it some power and turn to port and go out. All right, we are underway on our passage to Jacksonville. Had a great night last night. That was one of the best anchorages at Ponce de Leon Inlet. One of the best anchorages.
That wasn't Ponce de Leon.
What was it?
It was called Rock something Creek.
We're at Ponce de Leon Inlet, or we're very close to it, and that was Rock creek anchorage that we were in. It was fantastic. But now we've got put all our extra fuel in. Should have 40 gallons of water or close to it. So we've got about an 82-mile passage to Jacksonville, and it'll be overnight. And hopefully we'll catch some fish. Have some good sailing.
Yeah.
So the wind's supposed to be out of the southeast. Waves 2 to 3 feet in 7-second periods. So if that's accurate, then it should be pretty comfortable sail.
That inlet right there, if you can see it, probably not, but that's the back side of where we anchored last night. This side is way too shallow. And I believe this right out here is known as the disappearing island. When the tide gets up, obviously, the island disappears. But it's a party place while it's there. Marker 7B, right there. It ran into the side of us yesterday.
I like the way you phrase that. It ran into the side of us. I agree. That's what happened.
That's your story and you're sticking to it?
That's my story and I'm sticking to it.
We're at the end of the jetty. Looks like we're fixing to be back out in the Atlantic for a little while.
We got our sails up. We're flying nicely. We got sails up. Finally got some wind finally filled in a little bit. We got about 8.5 knots of wind, but that's enough to sail. And it makes the boat smoother so somebody can sleep. Pretty relaxing right now, isn't it?
It is.
No motor, just bobbing along at a little over 3 knots. It'll take us forever to get to Jackson at this rate, or to get to Jacksonville.
What you doing?
I'm gonna catch some fish for supper.
Okay.
Okay.
We're right across, according to the map, from Daytona Beach. I know it's hard to see, maybe we can zoom in, but
there is a fire or something over there. There's lots of smoke coming up. That's big.
Time for an update before the sun goes down.
Okay.
So they started out with not much wind, but then it got better, and we've been sailing along pretty good. We've been probably averaging, well, anywhere from 4.5 to 5.5 knots. So that's pretty good. It's downwind sail. The waves are kind of hitting us on the aft and kind of pushing us sideways. Kind of probably see us roll. Chart plotter says we'll be at Jacksonville at 4:20 in the morning. So we're going to have to find a way to slow down if that holds true. But I kind of suspect the wind's going to die this evening. I think that's what the forecast called for. What's weird is this is the first time, we were just talking, this is the first time that we haven't seen a ship or actually a boat of any kind.
Nothing.
We haven't passed anybody or anything. We can see,
Radio's quiet.
yeah, the radio's quiet. We can see them out there on the radar and on the AIS, but we haven't, they haven't been in sight of us. So, all alone out here on the Atlantic. So we're sailing the wind. We're sailing the wind a little bit more than we had anticipated. We've turned a little bit more east, around about 12 degrees. It's not online. I mean, it's not on our track. But because of the way, the direction the wind's coming from, we can continue to sail. And the way it's going right now, we're going to get to Jacksonville too early anyway. Time is no longer an issue on this passage. So let's make it comfortable. You know, it's not easy looking this good all the time. It's a lot of hard work to stay looking this nice.
What's our update?
Well, we're only 10 miles from Marine.
You navigated 46 bridges in total, 31 drawbridges and 15 fixed bridges.
St. John River is interesting, good river. Much bigger than we thought it would be, yeah.
Still has crab pots. You would think they'd catch enough crabs that crab wouldn't be expensive to eat. But the last place we tried to get crab was $65 a pound. Ooh. Needless to say, we didn't have crab. Onward to the marina.
Yeah, that's 10 miles away, they're closing at 6. We should get in there before 4. Which means we can slide into a slip and get tied off and
Collapse.
collapse, yeah.
Yep. And start getting the boat all ready to close her up for a little while.
Yeah.
So,
Follow us on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Don't forget to subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and ring the little bell. Bottoms up! Thanks for watching.